Because the last one I got was 4 days ago. The shoot at the park with little
Well,
babies.
good morning, everybody. We didn't have live last week. It just wasn't. I just exhausted. I'm exhausted now, but it is what it is. Let me do this here real quick. I apologize. I need to put this one more place that I forgot. Whoops, if I can learn to spell. All right. Well, like I said, good morning, everybody. I see Chad and Avid and Keith. And 217. So, what we got going on today is Avid said first, second, Keith. Good morning, everybody. Yes, sir. Good morning. Got some 132nd on a size 4 hook and in black. Yeah, you can see that in black. And we are going to make some bees. That's what I call them. We've made these in the past. That's why there's only that much hackle left. And they were wanted by somebody. So I figured might as well tie up a few of them while we're on here. If you can see on my hat, I already tied a couple and went and used them yesterday. So we're going to start this whole stacking them on here one at a time. The way I like doing it, it just helps hold the feathers. That way you don't get no pullouts. Plus you can also just tie a little. You can tie a little thread around there, and then you can cut to where they're all pretty much the same. And I don't want to overfill them, but I want to make them look full enough. And now these fuller feathers, I can usually get 2. And some of these, now because of the way these feathers are barred, this is called grizzly hackle. And the way that these ones are, it's going to be a little bit more yellow than black, but it'll be that muddled color, which will look great. And then what we're doing, hey Kelly, Deborah, Mr. Tolley, I'm missing people because I ain't watching chat. I'm trying to tie here. So then we get this black, which it's hard to see that, but this black flash is, get it turned around here. Got, well, if I can pinch it right. Wrap that around there. Stack that other one on the other side. And there we go. Now, with everything being the way it is, I'm going to lose that. Set that on my phone. Then we got this. So, y'all can see that. It's yellow and black. Grizzly hackle. Grizzly chenille. I said grizzly hackle. This is the hackle. Anyways, let's get this. And these, we're going to do about 4 loops or so to get her up to the front. Burrito! Welcome in. Lisa, I believe. Trying to get everybody's names right. It's hard to remember names. I know we had this conversation 2 weeks ago, too. Kelly, it's good to see you in here, too, bud. Haven't talked to you for a minute. I just been feeling kind of down this last week, guys. I'm overdoing it. I know I am, but I got so many things. It's this time of year that I got to get done. I'll probably kill myself again. But anyways, focus. Yes, there you go. So you little bumblebee looking jig, and these are being made for somebody. And as usual, I didn't tell them I was gonna say who that, because I don't want to say that they're for somebody if they're for somebody else that somebody's getting, if that makes sense. All right, get these. I'm also, me and the boys went and got our eyes done yesterday when we went to the eye doctor. We got our eyes all figured out.
Maybe you can see better.
Each one of us have a little different prescription, and we went to a little better eye doctor this time. I'm not saying the other eye doctor wasn't good. It's just a local eye doctor. So we went to a big city eye doctor, and they did things differently. So they're like using more updated equipment and stuff to, especially with Gregory, because he doesn't talk to nobody. I was like, well, we can give you you've been talking to people online, so let's put it online. You can talk to them online. But he wasn't having it. So but basically they check Gregory's eyes like they do a toddler's, and with the equipment that they had, and they he is able to, like, they could go 1 or 2 and he would go 1 or 2, that kind of thing, when they're flipping the eye doodad to make sure they get it all, his axis and all that right. So but anyways, we all got glasses. Matt got glasses, Greg got glasses, and I got glasses.
You see better, maybe.
My glasses were like $780 freaking dollars. I was like, really? But I have, I need bifocals basically, but I get the progressive, so you don't have no lines and stuff. So right there, that's money. And then I get then Gregory's glasses. They was, after what his insurance covers, they was still $140, and Matt's was $70. So, but we all got changing glasses, so they turn into sunglasses, and that was the extra cost on some of theirs. And then I got above
transition.
Yeah, it's called transition, but I got above polycarbonate. So they have polycarbonate, and then they got Hilux or something like that, or whatever it's called. But I got that because I'm in the shop, and if I don't put safety glasses on over this, and basically my glasses are safety glasses.
Hey, you didn't attack it yet? I just smelled it off the other day.
No, he won't. It'll probably be tomorrow. Lisa, soon to be Lisa Swan. Right on, right on.
Yeah, probably tomorrow.
So, anyways, the pontoon boat is coming along great. It
come back out of the boat?
Dog and Outdoors, Curtis Cunningham. I just say Curtis, see you when I see you in chat. Howdy. Okay, so here's what's going on there's enough people in here. There's 10 people. Share me out, share y'all out. If you're a mod, share out your stuff and everybody else's stuff. Looks like Joe Buck's getting a start on it up there. I appreciate you, Keith. I'm trying to get my energy back, but like I said, I'm just exhausted, y'all. I woke up this morning exhausted. I was like, not again. But as I said, I keep overdoing it, and yesterday I did a lot. So, and then I mowed the day before, and that just started it this week. I mow 5 acres. I know they don't seem like it would wear somebody out, but get on a riding mower and go out there and get all bounced around, and
How many acres?
It's 5 acres, Naomi. But we mow a lot basically, and it I hate mowing, but it has to be done. Somebody's got to do it. I'll probably get one more out of that. Hey Matt, thanks for putting up links too. And good morning to you, sir. Okay, so um but the pontoon, that one was a little short, but it'll be all right. Where'd my piece go? There it is. But that pontoon boat, the engine on it, I got it to where it would, try to do something, and it would, the fuel pump's leaking, and then trying to find a fuel pump, I found one for $700, and
That was ridiculous.
it should be like 40. Um, and then I'm gonna just stick that extra piece. That one's gonna have one extra on it, but it was crap, and I got frustrated with it. I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And then a neighbor up around the corner, uh, he's like, hey man, I got this boat, and I was like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah, it runs great, and it's got a 90 horse Mercury on it. And I was like, then I was interested because even though it's older, you can fix it. You can find parts for it. It's cheap. So I was like, oh yeah. And he's like, yeah. So I went and looked at it, and guess what? I bought me a bass boat with a rotten floor, but it has 90 horse Merc on it. The only thing is, instead of having the upright, the vertical gear shifter and stuff, it has with the cables going up through it like this would, be for a captain's console, center console boat, a pontoon boat, things like that. It has the bass boat set up. So they're like this. So I'm just going to mount them to the side rail since my console's over. So basically the piece I made on my console that was for the shifter and stuff, that ain't going to be there until I upgrade later to a 4-stroke. So, but anyways, this 2-stroke and this 90 horse 2-stroke, it works great. It's just the controls are going to be on the side of me. So, but I already got it swapped. Me and Gregory went out uh, the end of last week. I don't remember, Friday or something. Last Friday, I believe, because we didn't end up going fishing. So we went out last Friday and Saturday and got the engine taken off the pontoon boat, which was a real pain in the butt. And then I started to take the control box apart for the bass boat, but the way it's wired and everything, it was just easier to cut the harness. And I know you never want to cut a good wiring harness, but I just did it. And now when I went and got me some soldered shrink connectors, I gave my other ones to Tim, so I had to buy new ones. So I got those, and all the connections and stuff will be shrink wrap, soldered, and all that everything. It wasn't yesterday, Naomi.
What?
You didn't mail them cookies off yesterday. You mailed them off the day before. I already talked to him about it. So, but anyways, days run together when you don't work, huh, dear? But anyhow, I'm sitting here gabbing. But so the boat, um, that's fine. We'll gab anyways. So the boat motor on the pontoon boat was crap. So I ended up getting, hey Joshua, welcome in, bud. So I got the bass boat. I got a good deal on it. I got it when we took the motor off the bass boat. It took 4 hours to get the motor off the bass boat. So they had your normal 4 transit bolt mounts in the back, and then somebody stuck which I think it was my buddy, stuck a 5/8 all thread all the way through the back of the boat. So through the fuel compartment up into the where behind the seats, and put a bolt up there or nut up there, and then 2 bolts back on the transit, and then all that. And I couldn't get them out. So I had to cut that into that all thread off. So if somebody wants to, and I'm going to just resell the bass boat and trailer. It's just going to have the old motor, the 50 horse that was on my pontoon. It'll have that on there. And then, hey Stuart, welcome in. But then, but now, anyways, the 90 horse is on the pontoon boat, and today we're going to go out and we're going to mount the steering or the shifter console and get the steering hooked up. I got to clean the tube that goes through the motor where the steering slides through and then hooks up to the little bent, 90-degree arm on the other side to make it all turn and everything. I got to clean that tube out because there's enough corrosion in there. We had to beat the old steering out. So I know when you do that, they get kind of stuck and you got to grease all that stuff up. So, hey, Tom, welcome in. Yes, subscribe to everybody. Subscribe to Joshua and Stuart and Tom, Matt. Everybody in here should be subscribed to everybody else. So they're all good channels. So, but today we're going to go out and we're going to finish hooking up. I got a quick release mount for the trolling motor. I decided that was better than going out and finding somebody took 3 minutes to unscrew it and steal it. So this way I could take it off and lock it up. So we'll get that mounted, get the trolling motor mounted, and finish hooking up the Garmin, and we'll be done. So we should be on the water next week with this thing. So far I've replaced the buck boards and, of course now the motor and the controls. And I mean, it's just been a pain in the butt, but I got it all done. So, or about to get it all done. It's just taken a lot longer since, I had a heart attack, I'm just slow. So anyways, here you go. Here's another one. Little bees. And I'm sorry, but this is pretty much what I'm going to tie the whole show. I just need to get these done so I can get them out. I know he said, don't worry about it. Take your time. But it drives me nuts there's everybody that I send stuff to, sometimes it just seems like one thing goes wrong or another. And lately I've been fighting with the stupid postal service. They keep blocking the handicap entrance and blocking it off and with no other access, and keep going, well, the wind's blowing the door open. So every time the wind is out the north, I cannot go to the post office because the stupid lady keeps violating my civil rights and blocking me out. Then when you call them, it takes 5 minutes to get through all the crap with this automated stuff they got now to even talk to somebody to come out and get your package and help you mail it off, or go open the door so you can come in or whatever. The other day she told me where I could go pretty much, and that she wasn't going to do anything to rectify it, and she's going to keep shutting the door when it blows. So I said, okay, fine. I guess I'll just get a civil rights attorney since mine died last June. I'll just go find me another civil rights attorney. So that's what I'm in the process of doing right now, because I'm going to sue the chick. I don't want no money, but I'm going to sue her to where she can't lock that door again just because of the stupid wind, or she's going to have to get it fixed. She won't even put in the work order to get it fixed. That's the biggest problem. And when you have government employees doing stuff like that, they just can't. I'm becoming pretty good at this whole ADA thing. I know it's kind of makes me look like a butthole, but somebody's got to fight for our rights, and I'm just tired of it. Been in the chair for, I don't even know how long now, 13, 14 years. Wait. Oh, no, it ain't been that long. Trying to think. Been 11 years. 10, yeah, it's been 11 years, so however long it's been, I don't even care. I'm in a chair. I try not to keep track of how long I've been in there. But also my city, they're violating my federal settlement agreement that I have with them, signed by a judge. and both our attorneys and everything, and they're in violation of that. So do I just go after them again? And like I said, I never wanted any money. I just want them to fix the crap so I can get around. That didn't. All right, that one, for some reason, that one did not hold the thread, or I cut it long. It'll probably be the first one to fall apart. Hey, Tim, I seen you in there, but I can't remember if I said hi or not. I'm not trying to ignore you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Lately, me and Gregory need 1-800 rent a fish like you wouldn't believe, brother. Me and Gregory went out. Okay, so we're catching fish. So we went out yesterday for an hour. I caught 2. Gregory caught 4. So, when Gregory only catches 4 fish, it's kind of a slow day. But we were only out for an hour too. But, we've had some storms come through, the fronts come through, pressures went, kind of haywire and all that crap. So, but we're getting back on track, and my health is getting better. As you can see, I'm getting my tan on. So I've been outside in the sun. I tan fairly easy, and with these blood thinners, maybe I might tan better. Is what everybody keeps telling me I'm going to have problems. I haven't had no problem yet. I noticed that when we had the 91-degree day already, that it was a little bit hot, but I'm just also getting older. So was it hot because I was on blood thinners, or was it hot just because it was hot? Tim, you're going to. Yeah, it don't help none. Them crappie, they was up on the bank 2 weeks ago. Well, now they're back out in 6 foot deep of water. So, and they're still their eggs. We caught, like I said, we've been catching some crappie. Their eggs are not. Whoops, that one. See, Dave only did like 2 or 3 wraps, and that one pulled right out. But the crappie have egg development in them still, and it's mid development, so they're still 2 weeks away from full spawn. And in our state, they're usually in full spawn first week of May to second week of May. So we are still a week away from when they. Boy, that one's so long. I don't like that. So when it does that, I just pinch onto the feather, and I will unwind all that since it's all even, and I don't want to have to go through and try to stack all that again. I can unwind all that feathering. So this just shows you how to fix a. See, and now I can go in there and cut about 3/16 of an inch off. And then when you tie all that back on, you cinch down on that to where you feel that thread crackling. Make sure you get it in there in the right spot. And then put that last piece back on there. All right, feathered jig fixed. Still a little long, but it'll be all right. Yeah, front after front doesn't help. Sorry, not going. Tim's not going to the gathering. Oh, that's a shame. I wished I could go, but I'm not going to drive 12 hours out that way. I'd not after just doing it for CatCon and all that. But anyways, my glasses, like I said, I'm getting new ones, but I'm going to keep these ones for the shop. These ones got spray paint on them, and that's half my problem. I can't get the spray paint all cleaned off, and I don't want to tear up my lenses. But when I get my new glasses, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go put some I got some paint remover that you can use on cars and stuff, but it takes the wax and everything off of them. But I don't know how to work on my lenses, but I'm going to try it on there. And if it screws it up, then I have my new glasses in my hand. So, yeah, having the same problem up and down. I should be highlighting these as I'm reading them. what was going on. Some stuff got washed out in Ohio. Yeah, they've had a lot of storms lately. We have friends that live up in Ohio. That's where we went after CatCon, and uh, then shortly after that, they were. Oh, here's what Matt said. Matt's rub on your lenses. I use all my lenses when I can grill lenses and spray in my face. Yeah, well, paint and rod holders, I get that spray paint and blow because I do it outside my garage door. I don't have a booth set up or nothing. I need to make a booth. Um, I just take an old drum and 55-gallon drum, plastic one, and cut out enough that I can paint. Like cut out a quarter of it, and then have a squirrel cage fan or some kind of fan hooked up to it, exhaust, to suck it in, and that would help. But I'm doing all my stuff outside right now, so it makes quite a bit of mess. And I've painted my shoes orange a couple times, but on my shoes I just take some uh, oh goof off or whatever. I think that's what it's called, goof off. I take that and wipe my shoes down, and it comes off. And I don't. I'm tempted. That's what the stuff I'm talking about, ripening on my glasses, but I don't want to hurt my glasses. But I'll get some. I think I actually have some uh, alcohol. Oh, Randall, howdy. Used to sandblast cabinets, blower hose, exhaust it. Yeah. Come on, grab that. There he goes. Little tail was sticking up there, and I couldn't grab it. But hopefully that we should have everything done today or tomorrow on the pontoon boat. So the only thing that I'm waiting on to come in the mail is this new motor has a aftermarket CNC or CMC uh, tilt and trim. So it has a 7050 on it's what the model is or whatever the unit. So I had to get a new harness with relays because the other one's so cobbled up and damaged. It was a mess. Good morning, Lisa. But I'll get that. Oh, sitting here getting ahead of myself. But I'll get that when I get that wiring harness in. Then the tilt and trim I know will work. Right now, it works when you wiggle it. When you wiggle it just a little bit. But yeah, I want to get that tilt trim fixed before I take it out because I don't want to have to try to do the stuff manually. Being in the chair, it's going to be a little bit. Me and Gregory is going to have fun launching the boat. Let's put it that way. We can do it, but this is going to be interesting. Gregory's like he's not about it yet. I think the first couple times we go out, I'll probably take my son Timothy or take Rex. That way, there's a more. I don't want to say not more responsible, but technically a more responsible adult. Even though Gregory's an adult and he's responsible, when it comes to this, I don't want him to be responsible. In case something happens, I don't want him to, feel like, I don't want somebody, like something happened, he hit somebody else's boat or something like that. So then I would have to take care of it. Oh, I don't know why I keep pulling pieces out. I got pieces sitting over here and I keep pulling a fresh piece every time. I don't know why I keep doing that. It's because I'm talking. Yeah, mini paint booth would be nice. And I mean, I've got plenty of things that I can use to make a paint booth. I can even just do it out of plywood and stuff if I needed to. I just need something about 2 foot wide or so, 3 foot tall. But also, I been thinking on some things about that whole paint and stuff, and I've been looking into the powder coating equipment. For 100 and some bucks, I can have the basic powder coating gun and basic powder coating static gun, along with getting some paint and stuff would be the extra. But I mean, do you just go ahead and get fluorescent paint, fluorescent powder paint, and start powder painting these things? Because I'll figure it out. It's gonna, if I did 100 of them, I would make all my money back on all the powder coating stuff. But if I paid to have it done, I'd make my money back on like 40 of them. But if I did it myself, it'd take almost 100. So do I go ahead and get the stuff that body was a little short? Why'd you do that for, Dave? Anyways, um, I don't know, powder coating. Oh, come on, Dave Gregory can back, but no, I did. Gregory ain't even getting behind the wheel of my truck. Gregory does fairly good on the joysticks on the lawnmower. He does fairly good, but we put him in the open field and have him mow straight one way and straight back the other for a reason. Jig question: can you use acrylic paint on jig heads? Well, yes, you can. I have some jigs that need paint and have a heat gun anymore for powder paint. Will acrylic work? Yes. Acrylic, fingernail polish. There's sometimes that I want a certain natural color or something like that. I just steal some of Naomi's fingernail paint. So, and I'm saying natural color, not as in for fingers, but natural color as in for bugs. So, like some of Naomi's uh, kind of brownies and brownish colors, and them you know I don't know, pearls and things. Those work really well. Let's just pop that up there so everybody can see that comment, anyways, for those that are watching later. I don't put up comments enough, and I should. Ugh. Okay, back to what I was doing. If you got powder coat equipment yourself, you can use it for other stuff also. Oh yeah, I do. Since I also work on cars and stuff, and I'm restoring my '64 Rambler, you can recoat uh, your pulley accessories. Your bracketry and stuff that goes on the front of the motor, or if you build other stuff, you can powder coat it and things. um, and I'm working now that I have a boat. I am working on a design for rod holders to mount to a boat. So these rod holders won't have the big spikes that go in the ground. They'll have a bolt that you can hook up. So I'll put 1/2 inch bolts on them. I think I want heavy duty. I don't know. I might even go 9/16. I got to build a few for myself on my pontoon boat, and then once I get them done for myself, then I will explore making them for others. You gotta make a prototype and go use it and see how it works and get all that done. I keep wanting to take a new piece. Get your old pieces, David. But yeah, powder coating's not expensive neither. As far as doing it yourself, the equipment and stuff has come down quite a bit with, especially with Harbor Freight. And it doesn't, I mean, for something like this, it's not like you're going to be doing show quality stuff. You just want something that looks good and is going to hold up a little bit better than spray paint, on the rod holders. And I am, I'm pretty much to the point where either I'm going to just start selling the rod holders in raw steel. That way I can get them out to you a little cheaper. And then you guys can paint them, or I'm going to start powder coating them. I'm going to do one or the other. I'm going to stop selling them in colors unless you guys want to, pay the extra $3 for colors. Most guys have a can or two of spray paint laying around. It may not be the right color you want, but you guys don't realize that. I mean, or maybe you do realize. I don't want to say that you don't realize. I apologize. But some people don't realize that spray painting those rod holders takes not just one day, because you got to wipe them down and stuff. And I mean, I do it proper. I wipe them down and then rub them down with a Scotch Brite, and then I paint them. And then it takes a whole day for that paint to dry before you can even touch it. I mean, you can touch it after an hour or two, but it's still kind of tacky. And if you got any wind outside or got any moisture in the air or anything like that, it just takes forever. Hey, Fresno, welcome in, bud. Sorry I missed you. Yeah, Stewart's been winning some trophies. If y'all haven't checked out Stewart, he's been doing some trout competitions over there, over the big pond in Scotland. Yep, Stewart's been doing real well with them. I I haven't been spending a whole lot of time online this last week. Had been trying to get stuff done. So I've only seen, if I'm friends with you on Facebook, I've seen your clips and stuff of your, like Stewart. I see all his stuff that I seen. I saw it on Facebook. So I uh, I just haven't been on YouTube the last week and a half or so. I just, like I said, I've been feeling down. Just been trying to focus on Naomi and the boys. Basically dying and having a heart attack and stuff. It makes you think a lot about, kind of priority stuff. So I've just been trying to spend a little bit more time with Gregory and Naomi and Matt. And then, of course, my other son, Timothy, that he doesn't live in our house, but I've still been trying to, on his days off, we've been trying to at least go do some fishing, or we've even been, out to the farm doing some yard work. And, uh, you know, he's helped me work on the boat, and I'm just trying to spend more time with the boys. When things like that happen, having a heart attack, you start thinking about stuff a little bit more. And I just, you know, and also with having Matt and Greg at home, it's like still having little ones at home. I mean, they still act like kindergartners some days. And I'm not saying that meanly or jokingly. I mean, Matthew will literally throw a fit and have a temper tantrum if he doesn't get his way on certain things. And you just got to be like, dude, calm down. It's not the end of the world. Things happen. You just got to go with it. But as y'all know, sometimes people with autism, they really struggle at self control. But this next week, we'll have the boat on the water. Hopefully, well, We should be able to put the boat on the water uh, Tuesday. I'm hoping Tuesday. I'm gonna wait until I got help. So we could put it on the water tomorrow, but everything not may not be quite done tomorrow. And then I'm gonna take it out to. I think I'm gonna take it to Kingman Lake. Is pretty much full back up. I think I'm and there's not no fish in it because they just refilled it over the winter. But at least, hey Randall, at least we can get out there and get on the boat and test it out and make sure the sight sonar works and make sure we got everything going on the boat that we need to get going. I haven't had my own boat and all that. What did you say happened to the 50 horse motor? Okay, so the fuel pump is leaking, but also after I got it, I put some oil and stuff in the spark plug holes. My buddy said that he had it worked on last or 2 years ago, and this is the motor I talked about 2 years ago. That he had it running, and they did a compression test, and it smoked like crazy. And they did a compression test first though before they got it running, and it didn't have much compression. So the guy didn't really want to work on it and said it cost almost $3,000 to fix it. So Jason brought it home and then I bought it from him. I took the motor and I tried to get it running and stuff. I put some oil in the cylinders and I had good compression, but it was probably because the oil was in the cylinders. We got it to cough and do a little something stupid and realize that the fuel pump's leaking all over the place. It doesn't have a fuel pump that's attached to the block of the motor. It's an external fuel pump that's out on the air can, and it has that oil pulser pump that's what drives the fuel pump. Well, all that's leaking. Well, to get that is $700 freaking dollars. And but also I retested the compression, and the compression is like 15 in one cylinder and 23 in the other. So it's just that motor was done. And then the other, I bought a bass boat last week that has a rotten floor in it and stuff, but it had a good 90 horse. And that's just what, and it was a Mercury. The 50 horses in Evinrude. So that's my biggest problem. Evinrude, hard to find parts. Even boats.net, the guys there were like, if you got a chance to get a night, because I even said when I talked to them, last week, I was like, well, I have a chance to get a 90 horse Mercury. And he's like, well, if you can get the 90 horse Mercury for, few $100s or whatever, or even under 1,000, you're better off. And I was like, well, I only paid $500 for the boat, just to tell y'all. I paid $500 for this running bass boat. It just has a rotten floor. So I swapped it out. I'd rather have a 90 horse. I'd rather have a Mercury than an Evinrude anyways. I never was really an Evinrude fan. Even though I've had two Evinrudes and a Johnson back in the day, I just really wasn't. I mean, they ran okay, but when they had problems, they were tough to fix and they were a pain in the butt. So that's just, I shouldn't have used that feather, but that's just kind of where I'm at on that. So I just changed my mind and I put the 90 on there, and that's where we're at. I'll run the 90 for, a year or two, and then I'll put a four horse. I will go back with a 40 to 50 horse and maybe even smaller because it's just a pontoon boat. I don't need to go fast. Our lakes aren't that big. So our lakes are literally, our longest lake in Kansas is like 7 miles long. Even in a small boat, it wouldn't take much to, you know, I had one boat that had a 15 horse motor on it. And you know what? To go from one end of Cheney to the other, it took 25 minutes. And I remember that well because I came home and Naomi was like, did it take you forever to get across the lake? I was like, no, it only took 25, 30 minutes. So, but, you know, I don't live on big water. We don't live on the Missouri. Our rivers are like 6 inches deep at the most right now. Most of them are 3 inches deep. Hey, Craig. Use over glasses, the safety glass. Ah, I just use these. I know I don't. I mean, I don't have to worry about OSHA coming in and yelling at me. It's my own shop. But we will have the boat out and we'll get that going, and that'll be that'll be a whole new ordeal, and that'll be a whole great thing for the channel. And we'll be able to go out and maybe catch some fish more on a live. Because at Cheney Lake, I got great service. So we should be able to do a live just about anywhere on Cheney because they got an antenna up on the dam. So, or he could take Craig. Craig, you need to call me later. I'll take Craig. You need to go get a fishing license. Yeah, it rained here the last few days. We had some pretty good storms, but it's all done with now. I think we got a chance of rain again tomorrow, or I think it's Sunday and Monday. I actually do think it was Sunday and Monday. But Tuesday, I'm hoping Tuesday we'll have this boat on the water. That's my day I'm shooting for anyway. But you all know how it goes. You never know. I'll cut it when I change this motor over. I'll do something, and of course, with having to cut the wiring harness, of course, I'm gonna fix it right. But you never know. Something could not. No, something couldn't work. I mean, have jacked up ground somewhere. I mean, there's all kinds of things that could go wrong. Hooking, I'm still trying to figure out how to get my trolling motor and all that stuff hooked up to where I can provide power for everything. Hey, quit barking. Say hi to the dogs so they'll stop. Well, the boys are back. I forgot to tie in my flash. We'll just add it in real quick. Trim that. Come here, dude. There. I didn't say come here to you, Rosie. Rosie started running over here at me. So what'd you boys get? Gregory's unpacking all of his stuff. Everybody knows what time it is. It's Gregory's show and tell time. Gregory's back from the thrift store, and a lot of y'all like seeing what he gets. The dogs are trying to get what they got. There's another one of them little bees. So far, we've tied 10 of them. Only got to tie 2 more. Dave, sorry to inform you, but you just said, come here, Rosie. What'd you get, Gregory? Are you ready to show him? He's still taking off he's taking off his coat. That I better save that feather for another one. Some of these got plenty of black in them, and some of them are a little lighter on the black. So some of these jigs may get hit better than others. Are you ready now? Okay, hold on. Let me get this locked on there. Then we'll turn the camera. All right. Show and tell time for Gregory. What you got today, Gregory, brother? Ready? Look at this. Look at this. Woo! He got his summer dew going on. What you got? Get in here. Like you're too close. This is what he got. Nice 56. And then you got a pan. What has it got in it? A little strainer lid? All right on. Who's that for? Is that for Timmy? Is it for Mama? Mm-hmm. Oh, looky there. Gregory got a Huck fishing shirt. Performance fishing. Yeah, it's that sun stuff, huh? So you don't burn on the boat. See, I'm lucky enough. I'm short. The rails are going to be like, just right at my armpit level. Now they'll probably be waist level, but I won't get burned as much as the other guys will standing. So, what do you think, Gregory? Huh? You like that car? Well, everybody's saying cool. And hello and all that good stuff to you, Gregory. Very nice shirt is what Tom said. Okay. I think that's enough feather in that one. Well, I greatly appreciate y'all being hanging out with me. And sorry I'm just tying the same jig over and over and over, but these needed to get out. And I guess I could tell you who they're for, because I'm sure he won't mind. And they're for Avid. He already done paid for them, and I got to get them out to him. So, anyways, now everybody knows what Avid been. He'd been blowing up them shad jigs. I tied him some little Bigfoot blood head shad jig.
Guess what? Get the other one out.
And that Bigfoot head blood color is made after Avid, or made for Avid, in honor of Avid, however you would like to say that. Avid and I talk on the phone from time to time. He's a good dude. Make sure you check out Avid Fisherman. So there's another one. One more. Gregory's being ornery. Mama's fixing to yell at him. She's going to swap out pans. That new pan's a better pan than that pan. He's in there saying, you know what I got for you, Mom? I got you this on Mother's Day. So that pan was Naomi's Mother's Day from Gregory.
Put it back.
I could tie something else with that.
I'm not getting rid of it, but I'm putting it up for Timmy. Come on. I'm putting it up for Timmy.
Oh. Avid is Sasquatch, yep. That's why we called it Bigfoot blood. In honor of Avid. Yeah, here just a minute, and I'll even show you guys what jig I'm actually referring to, just so everybody can have a visual reference. I've got one right here. This is the Bigfoot blood head. And it doesn't show up very well on this camera, but it's a dark, shiny red, and then the gray shad jig body. Here's a bigger head so you can see the
Picture.
color maybe a little bit better.
Did you show them online?
But it still doesn't show up that good. But,
Dad.
well, oh, Gregory's wearing it now. Come over here. There, look. Yeah, look. Of course, look at that skinny belly. Woo! 6-pack. Yeah.
Gregory, go in my car. This me?
Oh, I tease Gregory a lot. He's a good kid. He was. I don't remember where we was at, but he was always camping, and he took his shirt off, and then Naomi started going, I see your belly. You got an 8-pack. And then he's going around slapping his tummy and telling everybody that he had an 8-pack. And then he'd run over to the cooler and go 6-pack and point down in the cooler, and then he'd point at his belly and go 8-pack. I need to go get a pan from Goodwill for camping. Yeah, that's the best way to get camping gear. Just go to Goodwill or thrift store or whatever. And see, in this town, we got 2 thrift stores. Yep, the gathering's this weekend, everybody. If y'all can make it down there, hopefully y'all got your spots and everything reserved or your rooms. We wish we could. I would love to go. KP was a great influence in my life. Even though I only knew him here. Now I got that entangled. I only known KP for a short time, a little over a year or whatever. And he was a great influence. He is actually the one that is responsible for me going ahead and marketing the rod holders. He's the one that kept telling me to quit procrastinating about it and just do it if I'm going to do it. And he had a little bit of influence in the design. But not only that, when our brother KP passed away, I'm going to show y'all my leg here if I can get it all unburied. But when KP passed away, I went and got that flathead in honor of KP. So every time I'm in shorts, or even if I'm just sitting on the commode, I remember my buddy KP every time I look down at my leg. And here's what's funny though, instead of getting that tattoo, I almost got a catfish tattoo that the flathead had ladies' legs with net stockings on and high-heeled shoes with their toes sticking out of the shoes. See, now that would have been a KP tattoo, but Naomi was like, I don't think so. It ain't going to happen. You're not putting that on your leg. And then I went ahead and just went with this flathead tattoo, and she was way more comfortable with that. But we all know KP liked him some feet. So I hope everybody has a fond memory of KP, and I hope that y'all have a great time at the gathering. It is just, he was such a good guy, and I know that this gathering is in honor of KP. So there we go. Some smaller with the flash will be killer for skipjack. Yep. Everybody that has bought skipjack jigs, they really like it. Waiting impatiently. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's funny. But I remember KP for the rest of my life. I will never forget that man. He had such an impact in my universe. So, whoops, I hit it again. So, and I have a lot of my tattoos, that's why I just have a lot of different stuff. Is a lot of my tattoos is usually for a friend or a family member or something of that nature. And I've got most of these tattoos in the last 5 years, 5 to 7 years, I guess. and my arms really got covered in just the last few. So I got to the age where it just, I met back up with one of my high school buddies, and he's a tattoo artist, and you know, they're reasonable price when he's your buddy from high school. Needless to say, I don't pay the same as everybody else. So, but in that being said, then when you get that, and if you're into tattoos like I am, then you just get more and more and more and more. So I have about, and I would have probably another 5 in just the last 2 weeks, because this is the time of year I start getting tatted. Just because I don't go with no sleeves and stuff, so they can stay aired out and dry up and clean, stay healthy tattoos. A lot of my stuff does get infected, but it's just part of the process. It's part of, I don't take care of stuff like I should, but I really like, I just like tattoos. I like being tattooed, and I just couldn't never do it until I met, I could never afford it, just because it was always, everybody wanted so much money, and I wasn't into their art. And the tattoo artist that I got, I don't want to say his name, but maybe I should. Maybe I just say, well, yeah, you know what? I'll just promote him. You know what? It'd be all right. It'd be all right. Merle Kent is his name, and that Point Blank Tattoo and Hutch. So, if you're interested in old school stuff, I guess I could promote him. He doesn't. I'm promoting him right now. Just showing you what his work looks like. Even my double hook and stuff, that one did get infected being on my hand, and right there is where it got a little tore up. But he does old school stuff, so if you're interested in old school stuff and you're in Kansas, I'm sure he'll tat you up. Yeah, small towns, tattoo people suck. That's why I drive to Hutch. But I went to school in Haven, and Hutch is 20 miles from there, 18 miles from there. And I live down in Kingman now, which is only 35 miles from Hutch. So, we go to Hutch all the time to go shopping and stuff like that. So no big deal. But as soon as I'm on these stupid once I got on these blood thinners, then I couldn't get tattooed. That's why I didn't get no more tattoos. So, I'll wait until they said I'm supposed to be on the blood thinner for a year to let those stents grow into my body and stuff, into the arteries or however it does it. And then after that, I can get off the blood thinners. I'm going to get tattooed. I'm going to go finish both my sleeves and finish both my legs. Both my legs up above my knee. So all my legs are just going to be all fish, basically. Some people have biker tattoos, all scary, and skulls everywhere and stuff like that. I'm not too all about that. I do have one skull, and it's right here. Coming, I guess you can see better this way. Like there, but I'm so dark this time of year, and I'll even get darker to where you can't hardly see my tattoos. It's almost, why do you get tattoos if they're going to get so dark where you can't really see them? And on camera, you can't. It's hard to make them out, really. Like my eagle and but see, I got a big old carp on my arm and everything. But I just get dark, and when I'm working at the farm and stuff, I take my shirt off. I don't care how fat I am, and when I'm swimming, I take my shirt off. And when I'm working at the pond or just fishing at the pond, even when I'm fishing at the pond on my dock, I'll take my shirt off. So I tan. I haven't burnt for a long time. And burning is like, getting, blisters, and that's what I see burning as. Now, I've gotten red to where it's uncomfortable, but never, and not hurting. for years, but that's because once it hits 60 degrees, I'm out there at the, hey, tribulations. I'm out there at the pond with my shirt off, but nobody's around to see my nakedness. So Gregory,
Yes.
he don't care.
Put it up.
So anyways, Mike, how you doing, bud?
Put it up.
I'm going to have that pontoon boat done, I hope, today and tomorrow. So won't be long. We'll have to go fishing some afternoon. Yeah, see, now I got to tie a dozen of these little bitty dudes. So these are 1/64ths on a size 10 hook. So these are little bitty dudes. Hey, Lance, how you doing, bud? So just to show you how small these are, there's my fingernail. So we'll get 12 of them tied up sometime today. But I think this is where I'm going to leave it, guys. I got a bunch of stuff that me and Gregory need to get done before we go out. We're going to go out after lunch. Hey, still in you? Oh, I was just talking about fixing to shut the show down. That's what's up. But we're gonna go out and finish getting the boat done. I mean, I hate cutting short the shows, but I'm like right now I'm tired of sitting here and already out of energy holding my arms up like that. So I can only tie about 12 or 15 of them, and then I'm just done. I gotta wait an hour or two to get caught up and catch my breath and everything. Yeah, that's right. Enjoy the day and don't let nobody steal your joy. Yeah, I want to go out there and get, we're going to work on the boat. So what I do is the hardest thing is getting on the boat. So when the boat's on the trailer, as you know, it's 4 foot off the ground. So I'll, me and with Gregory's help, I'll shimmy up the ladder, the 3-step ladder that, is on the front of the pontoon boat with the handrail, and I do a lot of pushing and pulling with my arms to get up there, and then I get up there and I climb. He puts my chair up on the deck, and I climb up in my chair, and then I'm able to roll around on the pontoon boat and do the work I need to do. So I'm not looking forward to climbing on the boat again. This will be my 4th time I've had to climb up on the boat. It really, really sucks. Excuse me, but it really does. But I get it up there, and then once it gets on the water and you can, dump it off and get on, back, just wheel from the dock right on, it won't be no problem. Yeah, I'll be back next Friday. Tying jigs. I'm sorry I missed last week, but like I said, I was just really out of it last week. I did too much the day before, and but I know I'm supposed to be taking it easy, but it's hard, man. I got stuff to do. But it just wears me out so much to, try to go do that stuff. But today I will, like I said, today we're going to go out. We're going to finish wiring up the Garmin side sonar on the pontoon boat, and we'll get the wiring harness all seamed back together with some solder shrink wrap tubes, and get hey Aaron, how you doing, bud? We'll get all that finished, tidied up, and then reconnect the steering cables, and that's basically it. And then mount the quick release for the trolling motor. That's all I got left to get this boat on the water. So other words, not much. And we should have it done today, but if I just too tired and don't get it done today, we'll get it finished tomorrow. So the biggest thing is like I said, climbing up on that stupid boat, and it's a 14-mile round trip drive out there and back to the farm. So I mean, there is that too. Well, I don't know what that was. Somebody sending me stupid stuff. Thought maybe it was one of y'all sending me something. But hey, Chris, how you doing? Heading outside. Right on. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate each and every one of you being in here. Love all of you. I'm grateful that you come back every week. Um, I still got a couple of you that are wanting jigs, and just please continue to be patient with me. I'm getting there. I'm getting things done, but still trying to keep up with everything and doing all this is so much when you are so weak. I don't know why I'm so weak. I did so good there for a couple weeks, and then this last week it just bam. So maybe it is the heat. Who knows? Or maybe I'm just thinking I was better and started doing too much again. And that's probably the issue. So, but like I said, y'all be blessed. Go tie something. We'll see you later.